Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in to our live briefing for Tuesday, April 7th. To our residents, I apologize. This isn't really a live briefing because we're having technical difficulties which made it not possible for us to show this broadcast live. We're working to get that problem fixed so that our future briefings will actually be live. I will be brief today as I want to in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Today you will also hear from our incident commander, Glenn Kemp, who's also our security manager, Deborah Jacobson from Resident Services. Julie will have our wellness segment, and Logan Augustine will provide some scripture and prayer. Now a little bit about the situation, the COVID situation here in Virginia as we know it. As of today, there have been nearly 29,000 individuals tested in Virginia, with overnight over 4,100 people being tested in the last 24 hours. One of the things that's become clear to us as this incident has progressed is that the number of positive cases is directly proportional to the number of people being tested. Subsequently, overnight, there was a very large increase in cases, 455 new cases, bringing the total in Virginia to 3,333. In Henrico alone, we saw 60 cases overnight, new cases overnight. Only one in the city of Richmond, but so 61 in our area right here. The good news as it relates to testing is that here in Virginia, we're seeing a lot more tests, and subsequently the turnaround time for COVID testing has really shortened. We're getting results now in about 24 hours, where 2 weeks ago and even a week ago, it was taking 7 to 10 business days for us to get results back. But for the last few people that we've sent out, we've been able to get those results in about a day. And that's really good news. The positive cases have come back quickly. It's the negatives that took almost 2 weeks. Now we're getting them in about a day. And that's really good. It's good for us because those folks can come back to work. And it's good for them because they know that they're negative. Virginia, over the last 24 hours, Virginia's had 66 new hospitalizations, bringing the total to 563 people who've been hospitalized. And overnight, there were 9 new deaths in Virginia, bringing the total of fatalities to 63. We know the next couple weeks are going to be tough. The modeling that we're seeing, and there's a couple of different forecasting models that are available to us. The one that's been the most accurate predicts that Virginia cases of COVID-19 will peak sometime the week of April 20th, that time period. It has moved a little, but it seems to be, the modeling seems to be tightening up, that we're about 2 weeks here from the peak of this. And so for all of us out that have to be out in the community, it means we really have to be diligent about self-quarantine and wearing a mask and washing our hands and staying away from people with social distancing. And I know for you residents, you haven't been able to get out of here and go see it, and it is a bit surreal. I live in the far west end, and on Sunday and Saturday and Sunday, I came to work, and on the way home, I drove down West Broad Street, which normally would be bumper to bumper on a weekend day. There weren't 15 cars, and they're empty. Parking lots are empty. The retail establishments are empty, and it is very unusual, but it's good. Everyone seems to be taking it seriously for the most part, and so we hopefully will see this turn in the next couple of weeks, turn for the better. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to turn it over to Glenn. He's got some updates on how the operation of keeping this campus secure and safe has been operating.
Thank you, John. The last time I stood before you, I had a very stern message for you, the residents, but today I'm up here to tell you how we sternly control access to the campus and keep you from getting exposed. And then I also have another fraud alert message for you. So an operational overview of what we do to keep you from getting exposed to the virus. We have a series of checkpoints that everybody that comes on campus must go through. There's a checkpoint at the gatehouse, there are employee temperature checkers, and then we have temperature checkers for contractors as well. So everybody that comes here must go through the screening at the gatehouse. Everybody is asked a series of questions. If they answer yes to any of those questions, they are turned away. Once you get through the gatehouse, all employees must be temperature checked. In fact, everybody must be temperature checked. Employees go through the Avalon entrance or the Child Development Center entrance. Both those entrances are tented. There's a tent at each one, and their temperature is checked. Contractors who come on property go through the loading dock, and there they are checked. We also have emergency personnel, EMTs, if they need to come on property. Everybody that comes on property gets temperature checked. If a person going through the temperature check system gets over a 99.6 degree temperature reading, they are turned away. We make no exceptions to this standard. We have turned quite a few people away. One of the questions at the gatehouse is, are you showing symptoms? And then you're given a list of symptoms, and if you say yes to those symptoms, you are turned away. General monitoring beyond that, once employees are on campus or contractors are on campus, we have a system to make sure that all contractors that we are able to tell if they've been temperature checked or not. We ask that employees, if they don't feel well, that they report that to us immediately, and we keep an eye on each other. The next thing I want to talk to you about, something I've reported before, but this is new information regarding fraudulent activity. Just something that you should do to protect yourself, and some information to help you with that. The last time I talked about fraud, it was in relation to potential fraud perpetrators selling tests or selling potential cures. And as a reminder, you do not buy a test from anybody calling you on the telephone or through email, and do not purchase anything that claims to be a cure. There is no cure for this. My intention more here at the moment, though, is to talk about the stimulus check fraud that seems to be rampant. I'm going to read directly to you from the Commissioner of the IRS, his words in relation to this type of fraud. The IRS is not going to call you asking to verify or provide your financial information so you can get an economic impact payment or refund faster, okay? That also applies to surprise emails that appear to be coming from the IRS. Remember, in regards to emails, don't open them or click on attachments or links. The IRS wants to remind you that scammers may emphasize the words stimulus check or stimulus payment, but the official term is economic impact payment. Ask the taxpayer. The IRS also wants to remind you to ask that scammers may try to ask taxpayers to sign over their economic impact payment check to them. They may ask by phone, email, text, or social media for verification of personal and/or banking information, saying that the information is needed to receive or speed up their economic impact payment. They may suggest that they can get a tax refund or economic impact payment faster by working on the taxpayer's behalf. This scam could be conducted by social media or even in person. Of course, we don't have to worry about the in-person part here. And then scammers may mail the taxpayer a bogus check, perhaps an odd amount, then tell the taxpayer to call a number or verify information online in order to cash it. If you have any questions or would like to alert us about any potential fraudulent activity, please feel free to call me directly. My extension is 6079. My direct line is 264-6079. All right, now I will bring up Deborah Jacobson for some updates from Resident Services.
Good afternoon. I have some good news for you. At least I have good news for those folks that enjoy shopping in the Galleria. As you know, the Galleria has been closed for weeks, and we have Easter candy that might be calling you. Starting today, after I make this announcement, you will see a flyer at your door, it will be later this afternoon, that includes the items that we have in the payment options. Payment options do not include cash or credit cards, but do include check or charging to your account. The flyer has an order form on the back and the instructions to fill out the form and where to place the forms once completed. We are planning to make sure all areas have equal opportunity in placing their orders and receiving their merchandise. The orders will start as early as tomorrow. We have limited inventory and may not be able to fill all the items that you asked for in your order, but we'll do our very best. And once it's gone, it's gone. Please read the flyer for further instructions. We will continue this process until further notice, and just want to let you know that the forms can be dropped off at the center desk, the tower desk, or for the case of Monticello, Gables, and the healthcare center, you can speak with your certified nursing assistant, and they can help you with filling out the forms and getting them to the proper boxes. We also remind you that the dining department is offering meal delivery. They also have wine delivery and pantry items. If you'd like to order a meal, call 6259 or email don@wcrichmond.org. If you'd like to place an order for wine or pantry items to be delivered once a week, please call extension 1510 to place your order. Orders by Thursday for delivery on Friday for the Tower Garden and Glebe, and orders for Monday are delivery on Tuesday for the Courtyard and the Homes on the Green. Grocery delivery. I want to talk to you about your families dropping off deliveries over at the Azalea parking lot. Family members and friends may deliver groceries for the residents from any area of campus. We want to make sure that we include our residents in the assisted living and in the healthcare center. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 1 and 3, your family can pull up, drop off items, and we'll make sure they're delivered to you. It's the easiest if the groceries are in a brown paper bag labeled with your name. Drivers shuttle those groceries for delivery every 15 minutes, and we get them to you as quickly as possible. Now I want to talk about floral deliveries. At this time, between the gatehouse and transportation and all the things that they're doing, we have not allowed any type of other deliveries on our campus. We do have FedEx, Amazon, and UPS delivering packages. At this time, we will not be able to allow outside vendors such as the florist. We tell you this because we have had a lot of phone calls from family members wanting to send you flowers. But please, at this point, have the understanding that we can't accept that at this point. We all love flowers, but we're sorry that we cannot accept the deliveries at this time. The bank. We have had multiple requests for assistance with banking needs and other business transactions. We're offering residents rides to the banks where you can handle these transactions through the drive-thru. We understand that several residents have completed transactions through a virtual means and have been very successful. We will continue to offer the rides to the banks, but between those medical appointments and the grocery delivery, please thank you for your patience. The census. Many of you have probably received a blue card. This blue card just reminds you that the census needs to be completed. Once you get the blue card, the next step will be a paper version of the census. For some of you, that might be easier to fill out, and just remember the completion date has been extended to August. Mail. Unfortunately, I don't have the greatest news about the mail. Though we are trying to work with the post office, at this point, we do not believe that our outside mail is being picked up, and we're having to go to the post office to pick up all of our mail that is being delivered to you. AL and the healthcare center are receiving their mail in their usual standard way, where the rest of the campus are having it delivered to you, but also this courtyard folks, you are getting your mail in your boxes. The clinic. There's been several questions about the clinic. There's no walk-in service at the clinic at the present time. If you need clinic services, just dial 6231, and you may have to call for an appointment to see your practitioner, or if you have an urgent need. We just want to make sure you know the clinic is open for business, but we do not allow residents to gather in the clinic area. This is for your own protection. Lastly, I just want to say we all miss you very much. We're looking forward to things getting back to normal in the future, but in the meantime, don't let down your guard, keep washing your hands, and know we're thinking about you. And talking about thinking about you, Julie's going to tell you how to take care of yourself, so I'll turn it over to Julie.
Good afternoon. My name is Julie McElduff, and I'm with the Wellness Department, and we want to continue to focus on self-care as we go through these unique times. First, we would like to encourage you to establish a routine. This provides a sense of normalcy in our lives as we go through these very unusual days. An important part of a routine is to try getting up at the same time every morning. Next, we really want you to focus on good nutrition at this time. Focus on a diet high in citrus, green leafy vegetables, nuts, berries, eggs, garlic, yogurt, and sweet potatoes. These foods are nutrient-rich and are known to boost your immunity. We hope that you are following the Wellness Department's exercises at 9 a.m. every morning on your TV. We also hope that you will join our CV19 Wellness Challenge with an exercise for every day. Today's exercise is arm circles, and I'm going to demonstrate those for you today so that you know how to do them. So you can start with your arms at the side, and you can go slow and small circles. If you want to go a little bit bigger range of motion, you can do that. And then you reverse the direction going back with small circles, larger if you prefer. Next, I'm going to go through a series of deep breathing techniques with you. And this is good for reducing anxiety and for stress relief. So what you want to do is sit in a chair, get comfortable, loosen any tight clothing. You may want to remove your glasses. Next, you want to place one hand on your upper chest and the other hand on your stomach. You want to inhale, take a deep breath in from your abdomen as you count to 3. As you inhale, you should feel your stomach rise up. The hand on your chest should not move. After a short pause, slowly exhale while counting to 3 again. Your stomach should fall back down as you exhale. Continue this pattern of rhythmic breathing for 5 to 10 minutes. We miss you all very much, and we look forward to that wonderful time when we can all be together again. And next up is Logan.
Good afternoon. I'm Logan Augustine, one of the chaplains here at Westminster Canterbury. I have a quote for you today that comes from author and theologian C.S. Lewis. He says, "I pray because the need flows out of me all of the time, waking and sleeping. It doesn't change God, it changes me." The following prayer, a general thanksgiving, can be found on page 836 in the Book of Common Prayer. Let us pray. Accept, O Lord, our thanks and praise for all that you have done for us. We thank you for the splendor of the whole creation, for the beauty of this world, for the wonder of life, and for the mystery of love. We thank you for the blessing of family and friends, and for the loving care which surrounds us on every side. We thank you for setting us at tasks which demand our best efforts, and for leading us to accomplishments which satisfy and delight us. We thank you also for those disappointments and failures that lead us to acknowledge our dependence on you alone. Above all, we thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, for the truth of his word and the example of his life, for his steadfast obedience by which he overcame temptation, for his dying through which he overcame death, and for his rising to life again, in which we are raised to the life of your kingdom. Grant us the gift of your Spirit, that we may know him and may make him known, and through him, at all times and in all places, may give thanks to you in all things. Amen. Thank you for being with us today, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 3 o'clock for our next update.